Moving on for now to Hong Kong, more than 17 weeks of non-stop protests and the implications have been far-reaching for Hong Kong, with the police cracking down heavily on protesters. Tourists are now thinking twice before visiting the cultural and financial hub. Let's detail for you the implications of what Hong Kong has been witnessing. Government estimates suggesting that tourist inflow has dropped by 30% during the last 4 months of protests. But keep in mind, these are Chinese government-backed figures. On the ground, some of the effects can be seen. The airport was closed temporarily last month, so most of the metro stations nowadays, these are, of course, creating hurdles for commuters who have been talking about their concerns for quite some time.
而家基本上生意係最少差咗一半或者以上，係啦。咁我哋自己每日睇個收入就知道好明顯，但係我哋嘅成本係一樣嘅啫，所以我哋係好大影響。
Shopping malls have become major flashpoints. Many have remained shut during weekends. That is when the protests flare up. Ironically, weekends are also the time when people go out to shop usually. The retail sales in August were reportedly the worst ever to be recorded.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse every day, you know. Like before, it used to be like a good for the bar and restaurant business, but now it's getting worse and worse. So it's probably if this thing's going on again 4 or 5 months, I'm going to have to close down most of my bars.
Government reports showing a 40% decline in tourist footfall in 2019 so far. Visitors from the mainland, also the numbers there declining by around 42%. These, once again, important to remind to our viewers that these are Chinese government-backed numbers. Protests, however, continued in the city with students taking to the streets. China remains adamant and has been dealing with protesters with an iron fist. Multiple arrests were made over the weekend, and tear gas and water cannon used liberally by the police. Anti-Beijing sentiments are at an all-time high there. North Korea has confirmed that it conducted missile firing drills in the wee hours of Wednesday. The launch came just hours after North Korea said that they would resume nuclear talks with the United States. North Korean state media released images from the launch aimed at containing external threats and bolstering its self-defense. The projectile launched landed in the Sea of Japan, also called the East Sea. There was no indication that Kim Jong-un was present at the site. The new type of submarine-launched ballistic missile was fired in vertical mode, confirming an assessment by South Korea's military that the missile was launched at a lofted angle. This is North Korea's 9th missile test this year. Analysts believe that Wednesday's tests are one of the most provocative ones by North Korea since it started the talks with the US last year. In the previous 8 missile tests carried out this year, Pyongyang fired only short-range projectiles. Remember, the talks between the two sides have been stalled since the second summit between Trump and Kim in Vietnam in February. The talks had ended without a deal.